Welcome back to my lovely IHP community and the 5D collective. We have the continuation of our new moon messages for those who are securely attached, non-traumatized individuals, because that's what the 5D collective of mystics, mindfully, spiritually living and loving people are. We know how to be in our ventral vagal. So self-regulation, the healthy way. Okay, so we all will have come here in different ways, shapes, or form, but we have integration of the brain, restorative embodiment, self-awareness, accountability, and that's also regulation in the forefront, and it's consistently in the 5D state of consciousness and frequency, unconditional love. So the channeled guidance is for a bunch of empowered feminines and masculines and counterparts, and the hummingbird is a bit of our muse, but so are others. Part of this, it's not really a muse, it's more of how you are getting to consistently navigate at this point in your life, being yourself, mindfully with flaws and integrity, and not having any of trauma time, because you're not doing trauma charges. You're doing, I have emotions that I share with other, and thoughts as my true self authentically. And that's because, again, we are building the authentic, genuine relationships with those who are with us as healthy, self-worth, empowered, emotional, mental, and physical states. So people who have the body's nervous system in the forefront and who do not think of being with anybody who would be unsafe. So unkind, unsafe, unhealthy. All the people who need Patrick Tiahan, childhood trauma survivor, healed and healing good therapist for childhood trauma survivors, or Bezel van der Kolk for, again, big trauma, small trauma, Pat Ogden, sensory motor, or Terry Real, Love Yourself First, or Dr. Daniel Fox for personality disorders. The mystics that are in the 5D community, we bring it all in, and we're not afraid of sciences and spirituality coming together at all, and we leave alone those who would like to just keep using Luciferian era. They don't like any of this, and, you know, again, they're not attachment trauma informed to the point of knowing there's no Lucifer or demons. Nope. And yoga, Reiki, not bad for you. If you don't have your body, your heart, and your mind in alignment, yeah, we know what's going on. It's been explained. Okay, so we support our true selves to be in the forefront because we are whole. And that's through having self-awareness, accountability, and regulation in a restorative embodiment. Okay, so you are a differentiated self, an integrated brain, or you are knowing how to get to integration because you are emotionally, mentally, and physically aware, accountable, regulating. Okay, so you share vulnerability with yourself and others, and that is where the inner growth mindset, mindfulness practices, and mindset skills are what you use to ground yourself in your body's state of safety and connection. So with flaws, you don't do self-loathing, gut wrench, torn apart. You do, I can explore this. And that's why you're now sharing it safely with other, okay? And that's your anchored in ventral and your body's non-reactive nervous system response. So the mind and heart maintain wholeness. You present who you are whole. You maintain stability and clarity even as your light body expands. You don't get lost. I'm an Akashic record reader. I'm a Reiki practitioner. I'm a tarot oracle card. I'm channeling right now, food for thought, okay? So you with spiritual gifts, clairs, psychic gifts, intuitiveness, anima mundi. You're not confused. Anahama, we talked about that one. So you're not confused because you have both the soft emotions and the discernment. It's what an empowered feminine can tell you all about. We don't forget where we come from. We know what we are, and we know how to communicate, and we know what true authority is. We also know about true perception. It's not distorted because we don't have any unresolved childhood trauma, which would be a pause self person. And we know the prosperity that comes from being souls, counterparts, that are whole in our own self as this, but then with our counterparts, because we have a solo self that is empowered and wants to share life of meaning and connection with another solo self. So as differentiated selves, we come together again, and we support the sense of self of one and the other, and ourselves, unconditional love, equanimity, and integrity. And so empowered feminines are all, but those who are empowered masculines, they will know what they resonate with. And that's where, for anyone who is committed, there is no such thing as failure, just lessons to be learned on the way. Thank you, Sadhguru. So with that, let's move into our hummingbird. The hummingbird is able to steadily journey across the skies to its destination with an open heart, a whole loving self, and a body, mind anchored in ventral, thanks to restorative embodiment, self-awareness, accountability, and regulation, lifestyle, and mindset foundation, pursuits, and choices. Obviously, if the foundation wasn't what a person begins with, they get it thanks to the good therapist, and then they have now that foundation. As it flies across the skies and picks up on the poisonous stings that come with Earth's insecure people and mystics, the 3D, 4D collectives, low frequency, motivated by the green envy that comes from suffering and tortured hearts of bodies and minds that feel safe in protection. That means their body is in a modulated and dysregulated embodiment. So they're in sympathetic and dorsal vagal, not using the ventral vagal. So the minds, bodies feel safe in protection, and the low frequencies and behaviors of fucking, drinking, drugging, inner critic, outer critic, maladaptive patterns of behavior, the adaptive child parts, rigidity or chaos, and shame, blame, fault, revenge, envy, low self-esteem, and all past selves who need a good therapist to heal. So in the energetic sphere, it's not just an energetic sphere. We have the consciousness sphere, we have the relational field, and the neuroscientists, neurobiologists, quantum physicists, they all look into it. We're all nervous systems vibing. So our brothers and sisters vibe with us. So the 5D collective is basically immune because we practice mindfulness, mindset, unlike the Zen master, for real. So we know when emotions come up how to process, and then thoughts. And that's why we don't have a bad day. We have a bad day, yeah, but it won't be the same bad day because thinking, feeling is soft. Walk a walk and talk a talk. And you do it every day more like this lovely little hummingbird. So in time, when my light body began expanding, I remember perceiving my oversoul, then it expanded to the earth, and then I got to infinity and beyond. And today I can tell you between Anima Mundi, all of it, like every single one of the stories that are not just stories for the spiritual community, it's amazing. It's an infinite, amazing journey for the empowered feminine. You don't get lost. So, and when you move out of the 4D bandwidth, you'll know. And that's called decentralization of the self. From Patrick McNamara, neuroscientist, he explains how the brain is working the mind and the body and the self of a person. And if it's a person who's stable, like a 5D body is, it'll be awesome. It's a 4D, they are spreading rumors about yoga, bringing demons out of you because they don't have a good experience. So when people are overwhelmed, it's because they don't have a window of welcome to their emotions and they didn't go expand their window of tolerance. So that's a side note. But long story short, as the hummingbird flies across the skies and picks up on the poisonous stings that come with Earth's insecure people and mystics, the hummingbird is enveloped and protected by the dolphin's loving energy frequency. Let me find the dolphin. Dolphin, where's my dolphin? One second, I had it. Here it is. So here's our lovely dolphin, and the dolphin protects the hummingbird with its lovely loving frequency that fills the ocean and the skies as a mammal who is very much a protector. As we know, thanks to the dolphin's companionship, the hummingbird avoids distortion of its own heart, body, and mind as it's picking up on every one of the 3D, 4D collectives, venomous cobras, suffering, low frequency, emotions, thoughts, and bodies, modulated and dysregulated embodiment, reverberations in the skies, the oceans, across the earth, and amongst each other in their low self-esteem, led relationships, and human interactions. So when we're picking up on our collective, the 5D mystics, intuitives, spiritual, mindful, living, loving people, we're again not destabilized because we know how to self-regulate in the absence of another. In air, restorative embodiment, self-aware, accountable, regulating. In our social engagement system, it's called good stress because it's in a eustress. Mindfulness practices, mindset skills, and mindset keep you here. And that is the fun part of being able to, it consistently builds resiliency in a restorative embodiment. The smart therapists, they know all about it. The ones who create a bunch of different stories, I'm going to leave it out. But again, the dolphin's companionship supports us. And I love when I see all these colors because as you can tell, you also probably with this new moon will have had an expanded throat chakra, crown chakra, your root will have moved into knowing how to speak that truth from your throat. Also, your solar, sacral root again. So your lower and higher, the heart chakras, have all come to a nice wholeness, circle, consistent vibrancy. And if there's anything that you're getting to now get more familiar, is the fun of the dolphin with the solar plexus and the crown. So you're able to actually be in what a bed of roses, but the pink kind. And I'm trying to think of how to describe it. It's a sweet fragrance. It's one of lovely Michael Bublé's song probably could come to me, but when the rhythm starts to sway, I need to actually focus on the message, otherwise I'll get distracted. But trying to describe that softness alongside the solar plexus, so you're empowered and soft all in one. Now with the deer, the gazelle, and the nightingale's help, the hummingbird gets through the earth's forests. So again, our lovely hummingbird, and gets through the earth's forest and reaches a cosmic egg. The cosmic egg, where it can finally rest in the oyster that opens itself up to it and welcomes the hummingbird in. Okay, so again, these are the cards that call to me, and this is how I share with you. I know other people have different setups, but I wasn't planning on showing it all, but I organized them in a way that just in case I changed my mind. Thanks to, again, this lovely oyster, inside of it the hummingbird is able to find that golden egg that also awakens this lovely rising phoenix that lies within it. So within the hummingbird lies a rising phoenix. And thanks to the golden egg, it is awakened. And that's because of the oyster being a safe space. And this lovely hummingbird now can soar the skies in a way that is even more powerful than before. We have, where are you? The lovely eagle's eye view of things. It speeds up to this lovely cheetah, the speed of a cheetah, as it flies across the skies. Okay, so it gets empowered thanks to the collective effort. And in fact, it is now completely in tune and anchored into the sound of the elk's call. So that ventral energy. Okay, the elk calls its herd to safety so that they all may graze the pastures together with ease, rest in the evening, and get up together again the following sunrise, as to continue their journey safely together as protectors of life here on earth. And that is where our empowered feminines and masculines are at. So soul time is together, not alone time, because we have empowered individuals who know, therefore, the frequency of showing up fully and completely for each other, and that's with deep trust, and that we are all connected. And that's secure attachment, individuals who regulate independently of another, and therefore say it isn't boring to have a consistent day-to-day with that which is our lovely elk herd. Okay, so security is what every person wants, and safety, that's why we each seek at the very bare minimum one secure attachment figure. But there's a difference for the ones who long for it in a way of suffering versus the ones that are instead are able to dance the dance of surrender because you're in your ventral vagal energy. So you're in a good stress. You're confident, you're at ease with being yourself. And thanks to the collective effort, the hummingbird continues to fly across the skies and bring its loving heart frequency to all those who will welcome it. So all those who welcome the ventral energy, the ventral vagal regulation, and that's their mammalian heritage, their wholeness. And we rise above the fray together with the essence of love and life from a body, mind, heart, self, and soul anchored in ventral. And so with this new moon, we have a collective, again, of secure and self-empowered feminine and masculines independently and counterparts. They choose the body-mind state of safety and connection and make restorative embodiment, self-aware, accountable, and regulating mindset and lifestyle choices. They choose genuine and authentic relationships with healthy self-worth and empowered mystics, spiritual and mindful people. So not the ones who are with some cover story that are still with unfinished business, and low self-esteem is that unfinished business. And a lot of other things that I find elsewhere. Okay, the 5D collective, mentally, emotionally, and physically aware of who they are, and they're accountable for self-regulating in their own state of safety in connection with themselves and then with others. So we share a life of meaning and connection beyond the solo self, because our core narrative, relational, and solo self is shared with an open heart, not by hiding who we are. The counterparts grow intimate, passionate, and enriching romantic relationships. They have each other's whole self and soul fulfillment at heart, which means we care about our counterparts reaching wholeness and fulfillment, which means achieving their full higher self and leading with it. And so that's the health that comes with healthy partners. Okay, the true self with all the quirks and imperfections that make each person unique in what is shared together personally, so privately with those counterparts and or counterpart, and with the world, the collective, people, your human herd, right? All, and also in that legacy that you wish and choose to leave behind in this lifetime. So we're supporting each other to consistently achieve that which is inner and outer fulfillment, to the extent of tapping into, again, your infinite higher human consciousness potential. Why? Because you get to be you, mindful and flawed with integrity. So that's where compassion, discernment, they walk together as empowered feminines, masculines, and the new moon is bringing that and more to our lovely 5D collective. So thanks for stopping by. Like, share, and subscribe. It's been a wonderful day, and I hope that you are all doing well. We'll potentially have something more in a little bit or not. I'm still contemplating that one. But in the meantime, again, thank you so much for stopping by.